Hi everybody, it's Patty the Tinker's wife here. So I just spent probably about 3 hours out here. Saturday, my son, I'm outside, so Um, Saturday, my son came and worked for several hours blowing leaves into the grass so we could finally get them up. I'd use them for mulch, and every time it would dry out, they would blow everywhere because they were the beech leaves, which are not a soft leaf. They're more leathery. So anyhow, we got that done, and then he had to power wash. And then on top of it, he did something else for me. Let me show you. There used to be a piece of chain link fence here, and there used to be some herky angle iron that went over to that right there and up to there, and that's what it was connected to. I called it my ghetto trellis. Actually, a friend's daughter called it that too after I had coined the term. She hadn't even seen it. She goes, "Oh, nice ghetto trellis." Oh, I can't. I've just never liked it. Anyway, so that's gone. It was hauled away by a local scrapper guy. Everybody's got them in their area, I imagine. But anyway, he came by after his church was out, and I was out having lunch with a friend from church, so I didn't get to meet him. But that was nice that he came by and picked it up. Of course, it's money in his pocket, or it's metal that he can use because he might be actually not a scrapper, but somebody who makes things, So, which would be kind of cool too. Anyway, so I'm a little tired. I'm going to take you on a quick tour. This is the second time I've done the video because the first one I sounded like I wanted to go to sleep. So, by the way, welcome everybody who's here checking out my video here for the first time. And thank you for everybody who's looking in again and who's been following. I really appreciate that. I was looking at the numbers, and I haven't been making videos, maybe shorts, and I haven't been doing hardly anything on YouTube, but it's just sustaining like this really slow climb, which is fine with me because I'm not doing this for money at all. I don't even want to get monetized because of all the things that YouTube does. I'll just say that. I would need an administrator. I'll put it that way. So anyhow, I'm sitting here and I've got about 4, let me show you these containers up here. They all had geraniums in them, and that one's the nicest up against that wall. But there's 4 of them that made it through. A couple of them have some sweet alyssum. That's my lilac out there. And I have another lilac over there that's a little more pink. I don't know if you can tell. But they are both planted in terrible spots. So we're going to be editing those out. I'm going to be cutting them back this year, if nothing else, because they are getting in the way. Like if I back my car out, the branches lean over into the driveway, so I have to be careful that I don't get too close to that side, or it'll take out my mirror. It doesn't just take it out, but it pops. Well, actually, that might take out that mirror because that thing's taped where it is. It's held on by Gorilla Tape or something. Yeah, that's okay. It actually still adjusts. The glass in it still adjusts, which I think is just hilarious. But the casing itself is stuck on that way. Anyhow, so yeah, so let's see. Last week, Kat came over and got the red rock out of my front yard and also took a lot of the scalloped edging, or trip hazard edging, as I called it. Another fellow got some of it too. It's nice to be able to share our resources with people, and it's things I wasn't going to be using. So we may have a challenge out here with the soil because it looks like there's layers of landscape fabric and a mix of rock. We may be doing some soil sifting. I don't know how big a project I want to make this. The jury's still out. But I want to plant a little tree out in front, so I'm still working on making a decision about that. I have a friend who has a nursery and him and his wife are people I go to church with, and um, he's going to give me a tour of the place, so I'll get to see some trees, and maybe I can make an informed decision. I'm not a tree person, I will admit. I like trees that want to do stupid things like, well, Vitex Agnus castus, chase tree. It likes to throw seedlings. Yeah, I didn't know that. I never had it do that in Portland, but I don't know if it would here. It might. Bees love it. I love it. It's like an herbal tree. It's really pretty. To me, it's pretty because it's real natural looking. And I thought about doing a Japanese snowbell. Go look that up. It's really a sweet tree. It gets flowers in, I think, want to say in June. They're fragrant. They kind of droop over like this. If you have a mound that you can plant it on and walk by and look up into the flowers, it's kind of cool. The seed pods look like little chocolate drops. Not like, don't think Hershey Kisses. But they're kind of egg-shaped and they're a chocolate color. So it's just one of those sweet trees. And it's not super fast growing, so it might work out really well here. And it has smaller leaves, which is what a benefit. And they're not going to be like the beech tree leaves back here. So I want to do that because in the summertime, it can probably get pretty hot back here because I don't have the trellis here with all the clematis on it and the vines, the honeysuckle. There are 3 honeysuckles here. There are numerous clematis. Yeah, so let's go take a little tour though. I'll show you what's going on instead of sitting here yammering about it. Yeah, so I'm a little tired. I haven't been sleeping very good, but here I am. So welcome to my video. These are my seedlings. I have some marigold and some other things coming up in here. Some of them are not coming up, which is kind of weird. I don't know why. But, that's how it goes with seedlings sometimes. Oh, my heavens. But yeah, boy, this was pretty green down through here, especially back there. It was really, really mossy. And, yeah, my son got that all done. Got most all the moss off of this because this was very mossy. I see there's some there. I'll probably have to kill that stuff. That looks great. But this is where we did all of the major, pulling all the red rock out. And I've got a great little rake. See, I'm tired. Rake that has flat tines that are fairly close together. It's basically a garden rake or a flower rake. It's probably spans about the width of my hand from tip to tip here. And it works really good on this small, lightweight rock. Yes, that is lightweight rock. That is not heavy like lava rock would be. That is basically a red pumice. So the leftovers, the detritus, as they say, the shrub that doesn't want to die, that's got to be dug out. The one over there needs to be dug out too. It's kind of buried. But how we did this, it was really great. Kat, one of my neighbors, came over. She's this tall gal who grew up on a farm. Well, she came over here and she figured out, at first she tried just, picking up little bits at a time, and that was getting to be ridiculous. She finally realized she could take and roll the fabric up, like I don't know, and just gather the rock into it, like you would say like that. If that was rock, that's what she'd do. And then she'd lift it up, and it wasn't too heavy to lift, and put it in her wheelbarrow and take it over to her house. So she just lives back over here. So she's just on the other side of the block. Everything's very close together here, which isn't bad. I have really good neighbors here, which is really awesome. God has blessed me with that. The azalea that I have out here, cannot see the screen, so please forgive me. I've got to take these glasses off. That is an Exbury azalea. It looks a little darker on the screen than what it is. That is really an orange azalea. And it does have a tad bit of a skunky smell, but it's not overt. So you don't have to worry about that. Yeah. These are the rocks I'm keeping. I'm keeping these for now. There's 3 shrubs in there. They may stay in there forever until they die. I don't know. Because I actually like those. They have good fall color. The only problem is I have to keep them watered all summer, and I'm not really excited about doing that. So anyhow, let's go. Peonies. Peonies, there's 2 different ones. You can see the red stems on the one. Get up here where it makes sense. The red stems on this one, and then these have more of a lighter stem. I don't know what that was. That was weird. And then this is the other azalea, the other peony here. And then I've got that one over there, which I think is the red stemmed one, just like the other one there. So, but these are not producing buds yet, so I'm thinking they are probably Viticella, which bloom later. And this doesn't have any yet. This doesn't have any yet. This doesn't either. Oh, I should go around. I'm going around. You get all the pretty flowers.
Oh, yes.
See that? Isn't that lovely? I had to have a second try at making my video. Yep. Oh boy. Oops. Don't fall. Sorry. That's something that was going to fall. Yeah, so the other lilac is more of a pink. Everything's fading though. The lilacs are going by. At least the big ones. This kind of looks like it did, but this does not. I have a workplace now. Oh, I got to remember to take my purse in. I was going to take off, and then I thought, oh, I need to make a video because you guys haven't seen the updates. Look at these. They're looking great. I still need to plant some of these lower ones, and I don't know. I just don't know what I want to put in there. I keep thinking I need to do some radishes, definitely. But anyway, the chives are doing fantastic. No, I'm not planting chives in there. Chives have way too many roots. They are very, very, I don't know. And they like to bulk out really a lot. So, but I have a little sweet heat pepper. The Perilla's loving it. These guys are absolutely loving it. That is just a 4-inch catnip plant up there because I don't want the cats getting into it. So I have to find some way to put it up high. So I'm going to get probably a hanging basket of some kind. So I have celery, there's calendula, and hello, I know what kind that, butter lettuce, the lemon thyme, the purple culinary sage, Salvia officinalis. This is Cuban oregano, Plectranthus amboinicus, for you guys that are nerdy, and Thai basil. These were very little sad starts. They had a sale on Bonnie plants, and these were however they decide they're supposed to be put somewhere. But these poor things were not very big plants. They had not very many roots, and they were in way too much water. So I got a pot that had 3 of them in it. I do have all 3 plants alive. And so I saved them, and I got it for $3.30 or something. So that's $1 something a plant, so that's good for me. Yep, and calendula. This is the second season for this golden feverfew. You guys really need to grow this stuff. It is gorgeous. It's medicinal. It's good for pollinators. See, oh, there's the other one right there. And here's some, I don't know if you can see them, golden feverfew little babies. Ginger. My little ginger experiment I was trying. I took just a regular ginger root from the local Kroger affiliate store here, which was the prettiest one I could find. It was nice and succulent right out of the ground almost, you know. It still had that little bit of pink, very fresh. And I chopped it up so that it had, you know, where the little nodules are. And they were nice and firm and full, and within just a few days I started getting green shoots. This was from a little drier one. I've got one little shoot there that looks pretty sad. So we're not doing very good there. The buy this year so far is 3 of these. This is Brunnera Jack Frost, which I happen to like better than the newer Brunnera, which I can't remember the name of. That looks similar. I like this one better. I can't exactly tell why. I'll have to see them next to one another, but this one to me, I really like. You can see the little, they look like little forget-me-not flowers. It will bloom now. When it's done blooming, I will take and I will cut these back to the ground and let it bring up fresh leaves, and it may produce more stems of flowers. So, and it does self-sow. It will come back as its parent plant, which is Langtrees, is one of the types. It has a green leaf with little flecks of that silver around the edges. It's really a pretty little plant. The fuchsia genii has been doing good and it's growing. I need to fertilize it. And I haven't really gotten to fertilizing things yet because I've just been trying to get this place in order. These are my plants that need to be planted. This is Tangerine Gem. I really like this little marigold. It has kind of a tangerine-ish fragrance. There's, let's see, orange gem, lemon gem, and tangerine gem. So this one has kind of that mid-range, not really yellow, not really the darker orange. And I like the fragrance of it better. And you can make tea out of it, all that stuff like you can do with the regular marigolds. A little coleus there that I got. This is it's just starting to bud up here, so it's great. Heliotrope, which I have grown from seed, and I want you to know, if you like heliotrope, grow it from seed. It's super easy to grow from seed. You will need some light, you know, just a fluorescent shop light works. This is a primula that I bought. Where's the tag? No, I don't have a tag for it. So anyway, I saw this last year at a garden show, and I'd never seen it before, and it was $10. I got this one this year for $10, and it's a nice size plant. I was very happy. This little coleus I love these little leaves on this and the texture of them, but I discovered that unlike its predecessor, Inky Fingers, which is also small-leaved, this one gets long arms. And I went, oh, great. So I have to figure out what to do with it. This is golden lemon verbena, yellow lemon verbena. It isn't showing real gold here because it was actually dug and sat out in the sun for a while. Peppermint scented geranium. If you have children, if you like the smell of peppermint, this is awesome. It does not have very showy flowers. It's actually like a spray of little tiny white flowers, which is really kind of cool. But it does get long arms, so you can trellis it up and plant something in front of it. Lemongrass here. That will be going, I don't think in the ground, but it'll be going in a pot. I have to go buy some soil. Gotta get some soil. I used the last of the soil for potting up. Foxglove's getting ready to bloom. This is that is a butterfly weed. I don't know which one yet. I'm hoping it's one. I'm hoping it's not the one. There's one butterfly weed that is not good for butterflies. Anyway, so I'm hoping it's a good one. I got my Loris Nobile. It's the culinary great talk. Bay tree. It's culinary bay. It got repotted today. The little Syringa vulgaris lilacs that I dug up out of the sod at my previous home I have no idea what color they are. They got repotted today. My little, lovely little Miss Figgy. Little Miss Figgy is the name of this fig. And I gave it a good potting up. It had very congested roots, so I kind of worked with them a little bit, trying not to disturb them too much. Here is the flower on the Australian mint bush. It is the prettiest, like a lavender purple or lilac purple color. It's brighter than most lilacs are as far as purple ones. But the red leaves are because it got too cold. It had leafed out real nice and it got too cold. See, the new growth is green there, up there at the top. Just a standard, what they call flags, the old-fashioned flags, the iris, bearded iris. You can see the bright golden yellow beard on it there. And then over here I have, this is a tomato that is Sicilian. It's called Cipollo, and I found it at a little nursery way out of town here that a friend was telling me about, and so we went out there yesterday and I found this and I'm like, that's awesome. This was a free tomato from the feed store for Earth Day. So that's good. I was going to grow one of those anyway, so I don't have to do that now. More clematis there. No buds on those yet. I think these are all going to be Viticellas here. Seems like she had a lot of those. And those are really good clematis, especially here in the Pacific Northwest. They don't get mildew. Some of the clematis get mildew. Oop. My comfrey is coming back. I need to get that in the ground somewhere. But it's like, where do you want to put it? I have tree seedlings or tree suckers coming up still because we still don't have the stumps killed and dug out. You know, we gotta put them below grade, and they're all over out here. So yeah, I put up the yellow jacket trap because the queens are out looking for places to make a home. This was great. It was full of yellow and red tulips. These were the white ones over here, and they were lovely. Sword ferns are coming up really nicely. This succulent ground cover, I really don't like the texture of, so it's going to go away. There's some big hen and chicks back over there. And there's some perennials here. That's not Veronica. I'll think of the name of it later. And there's a wish flower right there, you know, the seed head for the puff ball off of the dandelion. And what looks like stalks of grass coming out of the ground, that is crocosmia, and it is a greedy plant. So I need to get that out of there because there's a poor lavender right in the middle of it. So that needs to go. If I put it I may see what it blooms like and then really get rid of it, but it's obnoxious. It's kind of beastie. I don't care for it that much. I think this is either an adenoflora or a bellflower. I don't know. I had adenoflora at the house in Portland and I really liked it because it just kind of wove in things and it was great. Now I did get, those of you who remember, have been around a while, my bee watering platform thing set up here. I didn't have like this here. I'll redo the soil in here and probably put, I think probably sweet alyssum around there. I think that'd be real pretty. So anyway, but birds like this, the bees like it, the wasps like it. I did not see yellow jackets in it. I never had problems with wasps personally. I mean, as far as them attacking me or anything. Oh, let me show you something else here. This is pretty cool. Try backing up here. You can kind of see over my head. There we go. That works. That is the tricolor beech. The leaves are pretty cool. I think I'll see if I can get a close-up picture. You can see it has a lighter colored edge. They come out just this really cool kind of pink color. They looked like little fans when they first started opening up. And in the evening light, they were gorgeous. But I've just got like this, it's the whole tree just blushes this time of year. I think it's fascinating. I love it. It's a pain in the fanny when everything falls out of the tree in the fall. I'm not gonna lie, it's not my favorite tree anymore. Anyway, this is a Korean lilac. I don't know which variety. I had one very much like it that was called Miss Kim, which is a common one, so it's very possibly that one. It is planted in a very poor location. I can show you better on the other side. This wants to be, you can see how big it is. It wants to be completely round, all the way around. And this plant was planted, this is how you don't do this. Just don't do this. See how close it is to the foundation? No, you don't want to do that. That is a terrible place to plant one of those. So, know the size of the plant. You know, some people like to prune them back a lot. I don't. I like to give a plant its space. Gets the better air space, less possibility for disease. Wildlife like it better. All the things. Less work for me. But I know why they planted it there is because there is a bedroom window right there that they could open and get the fragrance for. So, you know, kudos for that try. But it's just a wee bit too close. I'm going to show you one of the prettier things that surprised me this year here. I was told, I think I mentioned this in an earlier video, I was told that all of the iris here were white. Well, guess what? They are not. There's the plain purple one over there at the corner by the breezeway where we came out of, and then there's this one. We have a iris producer here in Oregon called Shriner's Irises, and absolutely wonderful varieties. These could possibly be some of theirs. They might be some that they got at a big box store or whatever, but they're really, really cool. I've been trying to figure out if I have a vase that I can cut some and bring them in the house, because when I was growing up, my dad grew irises, and we would always have bouquets of irises in our home. Mom had a whole vase that my older brother got. I think he also has starts from Dad's irises too. I don't have any of those, but anyway, we would have them in the house, and you can see they have several. This will have 1, 2, 3, 4 blooms, so they last for a while in the house, which is cool. The other Dave behind me here has got a peony that's red. I don't know which one that is. It's probably a fairly common one. He also has iris, so I don't know what color those are either. And then here is another, yes, it's another lilac. Lilacs are real popular here, and I don't blame them by any stretch of the imagination. I just wish that people planted them in better places. But this is called Sensation, and it's a common one you can find now. I remember when it first came out and everybody was all gaga over it. For me, it's visually busy. I like the colors and I like the white edging, but all together it's too busy for me, and my eyes don't want to look at it. It's just one of those things. I'm going to blame my inflammatory body for that. It's funny how things are. And Dave next door has this lovely vine here. This is an Akebia quinata. Quinata means 5. A 5-leaved Akebia. So it has little leaflets on this peduncle. So, pretty cool plant. It's doing a nice job of growing. It did, when I had trees here, it used to run up into the trees. I had to pull it out and prune it back for him. So, it didn't hurt the tree any. But they smell like vanilla, and they get little fruit on them too. So, I believe the fruit might be edible too, if I remember right. So, the other Dave, that's his house. Anyway, he's a really great guy. He's not the gardening kind of guy, but he does like plants. He used to work for a plant producer, and he grows the most amazing spider plants I've ever seen anybody grow. I'm going to see if I can snag a picture of it here for you. Yeah. Him and I have long conversations about all kinds of things. So there's, you can see him there, sort of. Yep. They've been out in the cold, so they don't look as pretty as they do later in the summer. But he has blanket flower and, blanket flower, and then those pansies. Pansies bloomed all winter. Not like that, but all winter they bloomed. I found something over here. My spirea, excuse me. There we go, that's better. My spirea sent out babies for me. I have baby spirea to dig up. So yeah, I've got this plain green one, and then over here is the gold one that gets the pink flowers on it, which that's not my favorite color. I don't mind spirea. I think they're pretty good plants. These have been here for a fairly good amount of time. I want to show you something. See that moss down there? Everything here gets moss like that. I have never seen so much moss anywhere. Ooh, that would be good. The propagating mind in me goes, oh, that'd be good to propagate. Oh, and then the orange, look at this. Isn't this beautiful with it? The sun coming through. Yeah. So what are some of the other things that people have around here? That is that's a dogwood. It has a variegated leaf. I can't remember the name of it. Her azalea was a much brighter color. It was really beautiful. Oh, let me see. Dogwoods, or not dogwoods, but maples are real big. And down the street is a dark purple. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Dark purple lilac. And then that same lilac that I have, that little one in the front there, that's how big that gets. And camellia are another plant that people have, and they take to pruning really pretty well. That's surprising how much abuse they'll take. So anyway, the only other thing is, got all the rock and stuff off the top of that. For anybody who doesn't know, this hides the tongues. I don't know if there's one or two, because this was brought here in two pieces. Anyway, I want this gone so I can have that space, because trying to design a decent landscape with that is a little much. There, that's better. Sorry about that. My camera work isn't very good. This would probably be easier if it wasn't like really bright sunny out here, but I'm enjoying the sunshine. This is like food for my soul out here. So, yep. Anyway, that's what we got going on here. Look at that tree. Isn't that amazing? It's just that russety pink color. The edges are really a nice, almost raspberry pink. Yeah, pretty crazy. And our sky, it's looking really lovely today. I'm happy that it's not raining today, and it's not gray. This morning when I woke up, it was just that dull gray color across the sky, and I was like, no. Anyway, so that's all I got for you today. That was quite a lot. We've been on here for almost 35 minutes, so I'm going to say adios. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. There will be more changes coming. I'll probably pull out a few shorts just as a matter of course. I do have one I want to do on a rose that the neighbor has that has a virus that I want to show you guys about in case your roses come up with it. So anyway, with that, I'll let you go. Thanks again for spending time with me. God bless y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.